A knot of dread twisted Lorelei Collins's middle as she studied the dark hump in the prairie ahead. The mound wasn't the right color to be a rock. It could only be a buffalo. A very dead buffalo. As much as she wanted to turn her mare, Annabelle, and gallop the other direction, she kept her horse pointed toward the motionless body, drawn like an onlooker to a carriage accident. Except she wasn't coming to gawk. She had to see if the animal still lived, see if she could do something to save it, or at least ease its misery in these final moments. Annabelle pricked her ears and slowed as they neared the buffalo. But when the mare tried to halt, Lorelei nudged her forward. "I know, girl. I don't want to see it either, but we have to make certain." The trampled grass around them told the story clearly. A buffalo chase had occurred. Somehow the hunters must not have realized this animal had fallen, or they planned to come back for it. Pursuers sometimes ran with the herd for miles, bringing down as many as they could. Her belly roiled at the thought, but she pushed the grotesque image from her mind. People had to eat, but she hated to think about the process of killing. Her mission was to save, especially animals. She was the one who came along after the hunters and found the helpless, those not mortally wounded, or the innocent that had depended on those now lifeless. She probably couldn't do anything here except pray the hunters came back and put the meat to good use, filling hungry bellies and using skins to keep cold bodies warm through the winter. As she guided Annabelle around the form so she could see its head, keeping a half-dozen strides away, she could see the protruding stem of an arrow near the beast's heart. 2 more just behind it had likely punctured a lung. There would be naught she could do to save this one, even if it did still breathe. She reined her mare in and slipped to the ground, leaving her reins crossed over the horse's neck. "Whoa, girl." Annabelle would stay put until she returned or called for her. Lorelei crept toward the lifeless form. These mammoth animals amazed her every time she drew near one. They possessed such massive heads, far larger than the cattle back in Virginia, and the hair, great curls so bushy and coarse. This must be a female, for she didn't have the thick neck and chest that bulls developed, nor any horns.